client and you try to offer him some product, you want to use our product. So it's when you have a first plan, so I'm ready to help you how to put the load-bearing wall on the system, where to place it, the column, the beams, and I can prepare for you the first idea how to prepare it. Yeah? For this moment, it is the first step. I need only your first design. Yeah, there's not anything else. You send me your first design. I do prepare for you the basic system. We will discuss about your project, and we will prepare the main load bearing system. We prepare how we will be flat, how we will put. Sorry, my English. I'm very nervous. And how we put the floor elements on the structure. Yes, and everything we will do. Every sketch, how to prepare the detail, is the real project I discussed with my clients, architect in Czech Republic. Yes. So we prepare everything detail, and now you know how to prepare it. So it's my first help to you, and then you go to your client to discuss about real solution, not just only your idea. We are sure that is the solution will be produced, will be assembled, will be prepared together for clients. So especially in Czech Republic or Europe, this moment where architects start his real work to prepare the design for the government to get the permit of the building. Yeah? And in this time, I can prepare for you the really structural report. Yeah, you can buy me again. You can go to me again, and I prepare for you the really. I will model all structure in 3D program and prepare solution, and I will be solve the big challenge for me, because especially this house is cantilevered 4.5 meters before the concrete basement. Yeah? I prepared the solution for this stage of the project, and then we carry on working. And because the Novatop company wants to detailed plan for his production, yeah? And this is my big work to prepare everything, to discuss me with you, and we together prepare the solution for Novatop company. I prepare the assembly plan. This one, all the structure, all the type of wall is described in the plan for assembly stuff on the site. Yeah, all the walls are detailed draws. Yeah. Each wall we describe, we place it the electrical stuff, another the relay to prepare the way to electrical stuff, and this plan we sent to Novatop company, and on base this plan, Novatop company prepare all building. Yeah? This is the way how I can support your idea. We work together on your project.
Sorry to interrupt you. Doesn't disturb the blow because I have opened also there.
It's quite strong.
Quite strong. Okay. I can close it.
Okay, split.
So let's finish. On this plan, Novatop company all prefabricated and to deliver it on the site, and the assembly team can to build up the house.
I have a, sorry?
Just a question about assembly. So all of the cutting schedules and that, once that's done and you've agreed on getting it to site.
I think we have a next video from the assembling of this house, and I can go step by step because there is everything from the real beginning to the real end from the roof,
Sure.
including the containers there. And probably you can get more information about it.
Just, I mean, I'm sure you'll explain it there, but is it for any contractor or is it a specific team?
It's a specific team, yeah. It's a specific team, definitely. We have to certify them as a Novatop partner. In the moment, we have cooperated just with the one company, the Logo Homes here. You know them probably. We have built them with the kindergarten here, and we are looking for the next one. Before we will have it, we have to send somebody at least for the supervising from our factory. We cannot guarantee the house just to sell the boards.
And things like after the structure is up, what about your electricians and plumbers and things like that?
Let's say in your case, local
Yeah.
suppliers. It's not the main business of us. And if it's asked of your client to deliver it, including this work, we can supply that. Even from Europe, you can even use some local people.
And then just from Lucas's side, the engineering, do you also do the wet works, foundations and that type of stuff? Or is that...
Yeah.
Okay, so you do
There's a colleague here standing there. This is the man from the contract.
Is there a price per square meter?
Price
Like
per
how
square
much does
meter.
it sort of
Or
work
to
out?
deliver the house.
Yes, like, like...
You have done some calculation, and this house was exactly 18,000 rand per square meter, and they have made a calculation for some standard house like from 15 to 17,000 rand per
I
square.
think that this is the price compared with the regular house.
Yeah,
It's very similar.
done.
this
It
is-
means with flooring, with windows, with bathrooms, everything.
But this,
We can use the time. Then you have a more attractive overview. How does it work if we come to the site with the containers? How does it look on the site when we come? Normally it's a concrete slab prepared, done locally. Very important is the accuracy of the concrete slab. Therefore, we are using timber foundation. I don't know if you're using it also, but we need to have a zero level before we start. Here was a different story because Michal has decided to build the garage and everything from the bricks, which is okay because it's half on the terrain. And then he has built, let's say, himself this slab because it was, as I have mentioned, not with elements, with beams on. You can see the structure. Also, if you go down, then you can see in the basement how does it look in reality. Then came the team with cars with a container. It was an open top container, Martin?
Yeah.
It was an open top container, and we decided for this house to use also smaller panels. It's not necessary to bring all the wall in one piece because sometimes this is nonsense. If you look on this wall and there is just a big window and a couple of pieces of timber, it's losing of the timber. Therefore, we have to decide what we deliver in one piece, what we deliver in the stripes which are glued and screwed together. The biggest and the heaviest piece was this beam, I think. This one.
What's the maximum height? You can do an open top.
280, I think 290, something like this, which is okay for the wall. Yeah. Day one is running. You can see the assembling very well. Můžeš to posunout kousek? Stop. Day two, okay, continue. You can see that one floor to do in one day, it's not a problem with this system. This is the heaviest part, you can continue. It's a little bit quicker than normally, but the guys are very quick. This is the panels for the roofs. We have to be careful on the roof, probably you can stop that. The construction of the roof is very special because of the humidity and condensation on the roof construction. And I forget to say, compared to the frame system what we are using here and what is used in Europe still, it's a diffusion open system. What does it mean? Vapor open. We are producing vapor. If we are inside, we produce vapor. We are sweating, especially me today, because I'm talking third time and sweating. It's hot here, we are cooking, we are washing, and we are producing humidity. The humidity in the frame construction has to be blocked with a foil, especially from the interior side. If I'm right, if it's not possible to use vapor open material. This material itself is vapor open. It means the timber is working like a slightly vapor barrier. It can absorb and bring back the moisture, depends on the season, and all the insulation construction, what you see on the movie, is done with a chimney effect, that the barrier is less and less resistant. The insulation is much less resistant against the vapor, and the air in the gap is the best way to bring the moisture out of the house. And therefore we have to do the construction of the facade like I have mentioned, and also the construction of the roof panels has to be open on the top because of this vapor. This is still the second day. Day 3 and 4 windows. You are on the beginning. Overhang.
Who did your fabrication here for this?
The guys there, Martin. This is a builder. He has also the company here in South Africa. Was some local support. Můžeš pokračovat. This is the assembling of the overhang. This is a special board for the overhang that we can go out. And this is already the work after the shell is finished. It's coming the windows, it's coming the insulation of the floor. You can see now the first layer of insulation. You have asked me what is below this. What is below this flooring?
What insulation is it? Paper tanks?
It's still wooden fiber, very similar to this one. This is a special product, it's called Thermacell. This is a dry flooring system. By the art board is also on the wall and also here on the below the flooring. This is the insulation outside, very important step. This is the same insulation, but the thickness is 80 millimeters. The standard in Europe is like 240 and more insulation here in the wall is not so important because your sun is going from the top. And if it's the sun going from the side, it's already welcome, the temperature. And the insulation on the roof is here, I think it's 320 millimeter wooden fiber insulation. How many minutes is it? The facade, you can stop it there. When the facade is starting, you can see the construction of the facade. It's a wooden fiber insulation on top of the timber, the buttons on that, and going to the buttons. The big advantage of this insulation system, using the solid timber and using wooden fiber insulation, it's called time shift. I don't know if you know this word, what does it mean? It looks complicated, but it's very easy. It's a red curve, which means the highest temperature of your facade. It's about 1-2 p.m. afternoon when the sunshine is on the top. And then you have compressed to that the interior temperature of your wall. And the time shift means different from the top outside to the top inside. Sure, the top inside is much lower than the top outside, but even it's important the time between that. Because the time by common construction could be like 5-6 hours. It means 2 p.m. you have a hottest facade, you come home at 6 p.m. and the house starts heating in the house itself. With this time shift we can reach 12 to 15 hours, and it means if the highest point was 2 p.m. after 12 hours it's 2 a.m. which is very comfortable that the house will slightly start to heat in the interior. Another disadvantage of such good insulated houses is the danger also of the overheating. It's the good example today. We are many persons here and it's too much person for this area. It's calculated just for the 3 people and not for 15. And the next very risky thing is shading of the windows, because if some window will start to heat, it's really heating going inside and it can be very easy overheated the house.
Is there a waterproof barrier that goes between the facade and the board?
Normally yes. Normally yes. I haven't seen the video, but you can see that by the presentation outside. But this insulation, if here in this case, with a space between each panel, but using this cladding, what is here on the corner, and what has been on the presentation 1 minute ago, it has no spaces where the water can come, and it's not necessary because the Pavatex material, the wooden fiber insulation, is guaranteed water resistant for slightly rain. And if it's behind the cladding, which has no openings, it's not necessary to put a foil. Some details from the facade. Finish 23 days, first dinner in the house. And other questions to the construction of timber, your comments to the low flexibility.
The fact that it's not flexible means you design it very well. That should be okay.
Mm-hmm.
I would have a question about fire. You said you did a school, and I know the fire regulations here are very strict, and you can't build a school in wood. So you must have got certified.
We are certified. I forgot to say that. The next presentation I will do more about the construction. We are Agrima certified. We have a South African certificate, and we have to do here the fire testing. We have made the test for the slab, and we have made a test for the wall, both for 60 minutes. But
is it approved when they do the plans? Do they know this?
Who knows that?
The city council, when you submit your plans, for example.
Yes, you can submit our certified agreement.
Okay.
It's a very important step. We have invested 2-3 years for this test, for bringing all the arguments, and the guys has been here to see how is the fire test done, and the man in the chamber don't want to believe that it survived 60 minutes. And after 60 minutes happened nothing. They have been waiting 90 minutes, and after 90 minutes they stopped the fire.
But you ask if it's approved, it's
It's
approved by the city council.
For your system.
Yes, for our system. It's-
Not, yeah, not
Every
for-
producer has
It's
to know
approved
it's
as a so-called rational design.
You have a rational design.
Yeah. But we had absolutely no issues with the city council.
Not in a house, but if you're doing a school.
That's a big issue, definitely.
As a school, it must be different. Yeah.
Because you mentioned you got a school.
It's a kindergarten.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what
But
it is.
it took a long time.
To go through.
Yes, I'm asking, we'd like to get this through because it's not logical to not have it.
We have supplied many documents to the kindergarten before they give us the
That's
reminder.
what I suspected.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure this isn't even worth asking, but obviously the Novotec wall system, the external walls, works with other types of cladding,
Definitely.
Rhine zinc, Chromadec, that sort of stuff.
New tech,
Okay,
all the stuff.
no problem. I did see in the one slide there was a Rhine zinc roof.
Uh-huh.
You use maybe as like a shell on top. Or was that just an aesthetic thing? I don't know. It was in the video.
Okay. But you can use any roofing, you can use any cladding outside. It's definitely question of the price, question of the standard of the client, question of the council, how friendly they are to talk about timber cladding, how friendly they are to talk about cement boards or something like that. Or even you can use the standard facade. We have a second house here in Cape Town, in Belleville. And there is a standard facade, it means stone fiber insulation, 200 millimeter, and standard facade on that, I don't know how it's called really in English, the plaster, think plaster. Plaster.